Hello, everyone. It is Manifest with Sherbear time. Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Sherry Elizabeth, and on this channel, I teach you how to manifest heaven on this earth because we are all one consciousness. And as much as I want to experience heaven on this earth, I want all of you to experience heaven on earth. And today, we are going to talk about how this third dimensional experience is actually a game and how we can master this game called life. Okay, so before we get into it, I got all my besties in the chat. We got Karina, Pamela, we have our German chocolate, Jamila, Leanne, Vanessa, Alexis. How are my girls? Get your chai tea, get your coffee, get a glass of wine if you're over 21. Hi, Sonia. How are you? We're about to talk quantum physics and how to master this game of life. Start looking at this like it's a game. Now, let's start off with, you guys know that I love Florence Shin, and I love her book, The Game of Life. Florence Shin knew that this third dimensional experience is literally a game and that you have to learn how to play it. Okay. But just side little disclaimer. Hi, Maria. How are you? Haley, I love you. I love that you love my lives. But Florence Shin knew that this was a game of life and that we have to learn how to play it, right? But if you guys know, I'm obsessed with The Bachelor. And our billionaires is in the building. Our Yemi is here. We got all of the Quantum Leap community here tonight. I'm so grateful. Anyways, so I love The Bachelor, and there's this podcast that I watch called The Game of Roses. And the way that they talk about the reality shows is a game, and they call all the characters in the reality show the players. And it just is really funny because obviously they try to show that reality shows, the producers always try to make it look like everything is real when we know that most of it's scripted. So when The Game of Roses breaks down the show, they literally talk about the show. They call it the game, and they call the people on the reality show the players. And that really stuck with me because I was like, that's exactly how this third dimensional experience is. And if you guys watch The Bachelor, I suggest you watch their podcast. They're so funny. Anyways, but that's exactly how this third dimensional reality is. We are players in this game. And just like we watch football games or soccer games or whatever the case may be, we're watching all the players play this game with extreme excitement. And what I want you to do is start viewing your life that way. You are a player in your own game of life. But here's the good part about your game that you're in, right? It's that you are the one calling all the shots. You are the one making the moves. You are the one determining what will and will not happen. Okay? And we're going to talk about how you do that. The first thing that I want to say is realize that everything is energy. Every single thing that you have ever encountered in this world is energy. Before the science of quantum physics was birthed, most of the world thought that everything was matter, solid matter, and that's actually not true. So the first thing that you have to unlearn from what you were programmed to think growing up and in school and everything else that you've learned from your parents and so forth is that the material world is gone. Everything is energy. And the second thing is that everything that you've ever experienced in this third dimensional plane in front of you. So if you look in front of you, everything that's surrounding you, behind you, to your right, to your left, your friends, people, places, experiences, was all moved into form in front of you. It's still energy, but it's dense, very, very dense energy that appears to be solid matter. Like I'm holding this in my hand. It appears to be solid matter, but it's actually just really, really dense energy. So Everything that you have experienced was all moved into physical form by you. And how that works is you are an observer of this reality. You don't realize that you're an observer of this reality because you're in the game. You're in the game experiencing everything and you're veiled. It's like almost like if you were to go on a hike and you were only able to see what was in front of you. You weren't able to look right or look left or down or up. You just had like this tunnel vision of what was in front of you, and you're trying to figure yourself out of to get through the hike without looking for landmarks or looking to go right or left, right? That's how you are when you're in this third dimensional experience. You're veiled and you're not able to see how powerful you are in the 3D. You're not able to see all the opportunities in the 3D. You're only able to see a one-way path. And that's false, okay? The truth of the matter is your imagination is what frees you from only being able to see the tunnel vision of this third dimensional experience. Your imagination is infinite. With the imagination, you can go anywhere. You can see all possibilities. You can literally use your imagination to go anywhere you want at any time of the day. I don't care if it's morning, night, if you're in the worst possible circumstance, the best possible circumstance, you can use your imagination to see any possibility that you want. Okay? So recognizing that when you're in the game, the mind is very limited. You're not able to see all the possibilities. Also recognizing that what you were aware of, what you were conscious of previously, that is what collapsed into physical form. Your thoughts are energetic waves of probability. And when observed, this is why I always say you are an observer of your thoughts. What you observe will collapse into physical form. For example, if you are in a relationship right now, you previously observed a thought wave in your imagination that collapsed into physical form. You think that what's in front of you is solid, right? But it's not. It's just really dense energy that was once an invisible particle that you observed, because everything exists now. So you got to understand how things work in the game. Everything exists now in the form of like indivisible particles that we can't see. When we observe them with our mind, okay, observing them, like you say, you know what? I want to manifest this person into my life and I want to have a relationship with them. So let's say we're going to keep using Kevin. We found a Kevin that watches the channel, and I love it because he commented. So Kevin, shout out to you again. We're going to continue to use you as our example. Let's say we want to manifest a Kevin, right? We would say, okay, I am then going to start in my imagination, even though the game is showing me that there's no evidence of Kevin. The game's showing me that Kevin has moved on, that Kevin doesn't want me, that Kevin said we're not compatible, or I'm blocked, or whatever the case may be. Well, I know that this is a game, and the game gives me tunnel vision. The game doesn't allow me to see that everything creation is finished and all things are possible in my imagination. Therefore, I'm going to master this game, and I'm going to use my imagination to observe Kevin in my mind as if he's already my boyfriend. And I know that because of the way that this game works, which is what I think about and use my imagination for, eventually collapses into physical form, that's how I'm going to get what I want. I'm going to master this game. So I have to create space from the human. To the best of your ability, start observing yourself as if you were kind of like an outsider, because when you create space, it enables you to take off the veil or the foggy goggles and ask yourself these questions. What is it that keeps showing up in my reality that I don't like? What do I keep creating in this game? Am I creating lack? Let's talk about money for a second, okay? Let's say that you continuously are living paycheck to paycheck, that you're living paycheck to paycheck, that you feel like you can never buy the things you want to buy. You're constantly on a budget. Every time you get money, you spend it. Take space from you being that player in the game. Stop being the player in the game that that doesn't have money to buy the things that you want. Money is a good thing because money enables us to have choices and freedom to have experiences and do the things, a lot of things that we're not able to do if we don't have money. Okay. Money is not the root of all evil, like we're programmed to think. Money is actually a good thing because it gives us freedom, right? How amazing would it be to literally, how amazing would it be to literally just drop everything and be like, you know what? I want to go to Europe. I'm going to go to Europe for 2 months. And I have the finances to do that. So why the F not? Okay. But anyways, getting back to manifesting money, right? I'm going to stop being the player that feels like money's hard to get. I'm going to start observing the player who has an abundance of money, who makes $50,000 a month, who can buy whatever they want, who loves money, who's able to be so generous, who's buying my family gifts, who buys my family vacations, who buys myself vacations, who is just in constantly with money. Every time I spend money, I get more money back. I make more money in my sleep than I can spend while I'm awake, right? Shout out to Bob Proctor, the GOAT. Anyways, so it looks like Bob Proctor, the GOAT, and what was I going to say again? Or I got that from Bob. Sorry, I can't read the comment. I love you guys. I don't want to ignore the comments, but I need to take a little bit of a break from them for a second or I lose my train of thought. And I don't write anything down when I do these lives. Everything is just straight from my brain. So that's why I get sidetracked because I'm not reading off of anything. Anyways, so you have to take and say, you know what? The player in this game is experiencing lack constantly. The player in this game that I'm being, that I keep creating in this game, right, is someone who keeps experiencing lack and looking at money like money is outside of me. I want to start observing the player that can buy whatever he or she wants, that makes $50,000 a month, and how the only way, guys, listen up, the only way that we can master this game of life, only way we can master this game of life is by using the imagination. It is not anything that you are doing in the 3D. It's you using your imagination, and that's it. Okay. And what you do with your imagination is you observe exactly what you want. You realize I am not this helpless human. This is a game and I'm going to master how to play it. I'm going to observe with my imagination exactly what I want. Okay, now, the other way that I want to explain it to you guys is we're living in a simulation, okay? Think about it like when you play a video game and it's a virtual reality, right? In the virtual reality, realize that nothing can exist in that virtual reality without someone observing it. When you're playing a video game and you put down the controller and you turn it off, that virtual reality doesn't continue to play. Things don't continue to move and change when you're not there. Everything just stops. It doesn't move. Okay? So that's actually how this game of life is. This reality, everything's being moved into physical form by you, the observer, no one else in your reality. Everyone in here, me and all of you guys, we're all in our own individual reality and we're the only observer. So when you move away when you leave your virtual reality, things don't change because you're not there. So you got to think about this game of life. When I'm here, I am moving. No one else is coming into my reality and calling the shots. So the person who's telling me that I'm not good enough, the person that's telling me that I'm not going to get the money that I want, I'm not going to get the relationship, I'm never going to get the house that I want, I'm not going to be able to reach my goals. The only person that can tell that to me in this game is myself. And because I now know how this reality works, I'm not going to make that set of rules and observe my reality that way. I'm going to make rules in the game that, for me, I'm going to say Sherbear, she is top tier. She always gets what she wants. She manifests faster than ever in her game. She is admired, adored, treated like a queen everywhere she goes. Life is easy. She's making a set amount of money per month. Money is no issue. She's able to buy her family the vacations that that they want to go on, right? Thriving in the game, completely thriving in the game. Okay. Now, another thing that I want to bring up is part of the game, like I said, which is being veiled, having the goggles on, is realizing that your ego, and Joseph Murphy talked a lot about this, is going to manifest circumstances in the game, okay, and introduce thoughts of fear in the human mind that are going to make you believe that you are not good enough, you can't have what you want, you're not the creator, and etc., etc. That's all part of the game, okay? You have to master the ego. You have to override the ego. You have to recognize when the ego's doing that to you. You have to recognize the days where you're not feeling good enough, you're not feeling chosen, you're not feeling worthy, you're not feeling powerful, and literally observe the fact and say, no, or that the ego is pulling you into this place of powerlessness. And how we override the ego is through repetition. That's how we reprogram the mind. Because the ego is going to say, wait a minute, in this game, you're not supposed to get what you want because when you were 5, your parents told you that you weren't good enough to get the toy that you wanted because you were being bad. And because at that point of your life, the brainwave is in a self-hypnosis state called theta, where you're just absorbing everything and you're not able to really analyze situations. All the child hears is, I'm not good enough. I can't have this toy because I don't deserve it. I'm not good enough. And then that becomes downloaded in the player, which is you, in your subconscious programming. And then when you grow up, you're an adult, you're standing in a room of 50 people and you're all applying for a job and you're sitting there in the game saying, I'm not good enough. And because I'm the person that's observing this entire reality right now, the players that are surrounding me are going to show me that I'm not good enough and I'm not going to be chosen. Or when I want the relationship that I want and this person that I love dearly comes into my life, I'm going to have, I may have this self-concept that formerly said, I'm not chosen. Because that was the program downloaded to this player when I was a child, right? I'm not realizing it on a conscious level in this game because I'm so veiled. I'm so limited in this game as a 3D, as a third dimensional human. So how do we override it? It's through repetition of thought. It's saying, wow, I'm observing the fact that I'm not feeling good enough. I'm not feeling chosen. I'm not feeling worthy. So I'm now going to observe the player that is chosen, is good enough, is worthy. And every time the ego tries to introduce thoughts of fear, not feeling worthy, feeling useless, feeling separated, feeling lonely, feeling lack, I'm going to observe the player who is the complete opposite. I am good enough. I am worthy. I am deserving. I already have this because I know that this is a virtual reality. And if I want to get the experiences, the people, the money, the vacations, the friendships, the job, whatever it is that you're desiring, I have to only use my imagination and observe those thought waves because they already exist. You would not be able to have a thought about anything unless it already existed. That is how this reality works. So you're going to say, wait a minute, I am loved, good enough, I'm chosen. And through repetition, you're going to reprogram the player's mind to be having those thoughts without even trying. And when you have those thoughts and you're in that state of consciousness without even trying, the ego will no longer put fear or manifest circumstances or people saying shitty things to you or doing shitty things to you to make you believe that it's true. You're just going to be unconsciously thinking thoughts of everything that you want to experience. And then that's when the game gets really fun and enjoyable. That's when life really starts to change. That's when you master energy. And you master energy by using your imagination. And you're going to wake up one day and an old circumstance is going to manifest in your reality and you're not going to be fazed by it. You're going to say, like, I would have spiraled 6 months ago, 3 months ago, maybe even a month ago, sometimes maybe a week ago. It doesn't take long to reprogram and change. Okay? You're going to say, I would have spiraled, but now? Nah, I am the top tier player in this game. I am number one. This doesn't bother me anymore. I may feel a little uncomfortable, but I've already faced I faced the ego, I faced the fear. I'm not afraid of it anymore because I know how this reality truly works. Now I'm going to be unfazed. I'm going to prioritize myself. I'm going to fill my cup up, which is something that Maria, shout out to you, girl. Maria always loves using that analogy of filling her own cup up every day to give myself exactly what I want. I'm going to put the focus all on the player because the player is the one that's making things happen in this reality, not anyone else. Okay? I'm going to put all the focus on the player. And when I put all the focus on the player and what the player of the game wants, that is when everything's going to manifest in my favor. That's when my life is going to transform. Everyone is going to in turn change. I'm going to move myself into that reality that already exists where I have it all, everything I've been observing in my imagination. Okay? So it's truly how this reality works, and that's all there is to it. There are no hidden secrets. There are no hidden messages. There's no next best thing that you guys have to find out. All you have to do is master the game of life by doing exactly what I just said to do. So on that note, guys, I am going to go because I'm going to go to bed early tonight. I really didn't sleep that much this weekend. So I really hope that resonated with you guys. Rewatch this if you have to. This is one of my favorite topics. Promise you, this is all just a game. Learn how to play it. I love you guys so much. You guys are my everything. Thank you for all the likes. Thank you for all the subscribers. We are growing so fast on this channel, faster than we ever have. And I'm so blessed. And I love our community here. And I hope you guys have a beautiful night. And if you guys want coaching with me, quantumleapdream.com. I love you so much.